Today, I'm really exhausted. My shift is finally over. I went to change out of my uniform and finally leave. I gathered my things and stepped outside. The cool, fresh evening spring air brought me back to my senses a little. I walked along the familiar sidewalks and, out of habit, pulled out my phone. I opened the messenger again, and my messages sent weeks ago were still unread. I was so absorbed in the screen that I didn't notice a figure appear right in front of me. The collision was abrupt, like hitting a wall. Rubbing my forehead, I looked up. On the street before me stood an unfamiliar man. Due to the height difference, I had to tilt my head way back, but the hood and darkness reliably hid his face. Sorry, it was an accident. I didn't see you in the dark. Be more careful. The man immediately vanished from sight, dissolving into the shadows so quickly it was as if he was never there. Wow, I got distracted for just a second and already bumped into someone. At home, I brewed myself a cup of strong tea and sank onto the bed with a heavy sigh. Long-awaited silence filled the apartment and my ears. I picked up my phone again, looking at Mina's profile picture. Resentment mixed with despair churned inside me. I wanted to write, "Just say I'm dead to you and I'll leave you alone." Loneliness. It had been haunting me since that very winter when that incident happened between us. I tried not to dwell on the past, but I understood it could have damaged our relationship, but really, to the point of abandoning me without a single word? My eyes were growing heavy. Good thing tomorrow's the day off. The fatigue of the week took its toll and I sank into a deep sleep. The sound of a notification rang out. Half asleep, I fumbled for my phone. On the screen glowed a name I had already stopped hoping to see. Mina. Hey, sorry, I dropped my phone in water. You know how clumsy I am. Had to send it for repair. Just got it back. Sorry again I couldn't reply. Come over to my place today. I'm not sure exactly when I'll be free from work. But just in case, I'll leave the key. We'll hang out like the good old days. Order pizza. You'll stay over. I've missed you terribly. Oh, does she even want to order pizza? She couldn't stand it. Said the dough made her stomach feel heavy. But my joy knew no bounds. My day off would finally have meaning. I'll be able to fill this emptiness that's been haunting me for weeks. Hear her laughter. Maybe even fix everything. After spending a few hours on chores, I started packing and looking for cash for a taxi. The road is long, even longer by bus, so I'll get there faster this way. Packing didn't take long. I hastily threw my things into a bag and left. In the car, I pressed against the window. The noisy city was left behind, replaced by an endless wall of fast-moving forest. I pulled out my phone again to check if she had written anything else. The battery was almost dead. Damn, in my excitement, I completely forgot to charge it before leaving. Well, no big deal, I'll charge it at Mina's place. A couple hours later, the car turned onto a familiar street. I paid. The taxi driver gave a short nod and drove away. I was left alone on the roadside, looking at my friend's house, and the first thing that caught my eye was the mailbox. It was overflowing with papers. Could she really just ignore these letters like that? It looked so neglected, stuck together from the rain, some blown away by the wind. I bent down to collect at least part of this mess. It's not right to leave it like this. As I was picking up the wet sheets, a rough male voice came from behind. It sounded so sudden and close that I flinched and almost dropped some of the gathered papers. Looks like our mailman had a rough day. I turned around sharply. A sturdy man stood before me. He was smiling at me in a friendly way. Seems I scared you. He spread his hands apologetically and immediately bent down to help pick up the remaining papers, then handed me a stock of envelopes. Sorry, I didn't mean to at all. No, it's fine. Wasn't scared. Just a bit unexpected. And I'm not a mailman. I came to visit a friend. And I had the wicked thought. Has some thief decided to lay hands on the lovely lady's mail in our quiet little place? He chuckled softly, and the laugh sounded very sincere. So, wait, I recognize you. You're Mina's friend, my neighbor. Yeah, that's right. She told me a bit about you. Right, I remember Mina mentioning him, the kind uncle who helped her fix everything under the sun, from the faucet to the wiring. I even wondered if there was something between them. Completely forgot to introduce myself. My name is Ghost, and you are? My name's Lion. My name's Lion. Nice to meet you. I'm Lion. What's it to ya? Nice to meet you. Lion. Haven't heard that name in a while. Very interesting. I involuntarily smiled back. His smile was strangely infectious, despite his imposing appearance. It's a genuine pleasure to meet you. A metal cock? Huh? It's strange, of course, that she doesn't pick up her mail, just lying around. Doesn't seem like her. She's so tidy. I'm surprised too. Can't say for sure, just assuming her busy schedule is to blame. Lately, she's been completely swamped at work. That's true. She complained about being short-handed. I understand her. I often disappear myself, but here... I moved here not long ago. Want a peace, quiet. What's it in English? A rhythm of life. It's a hard word. He stumbled, and you could see he was genuinely annoyed by his accent. I corrected him. Yes, rhythm. You said it right. My accent gave me away. Need to improve my language. A lot has piled up over the last few months. Took a risk. Moved. Started everything from scratch. What accent exactly? Like, is it supposed to be a European accent? Like, can I pull that off? I involuntarily looked at the windows of his house. In one of them, for a second, I thought I saw a shadow. Someone quickly, almost fearfully, jerked away from the glass. Huh. Is everything okay? Yeah, I thought I saw someone in the window. That. Almost forgot to mention. That's my nephew, Elliot. Guy hasn't been himself since the tragedy with his parents. Took him under my wing. Let him recover for now. He's very skittish, so don't take it personally. Poor guy. Very noble of you not to abandon him in this difficult time. So, you're alone. Just thought you were dating Mina. No relationship. Purely neighborly friendship. He looked at me very carefully, with a suspicious expression on his face. What? Did she tell you something about me? She did, but in a good light. Yeah. Well, then okay. Nice to know I'm a decent person in others' eyes. He paused, looked at me with something like pity. So, you're all alone in the city. Seems like there's a crowd around, but no one to have a heart-to-heart with, especially after the incident with Mina last spring. Just look at how people can hurt each other, even when loving. How you left her house then, old sense. It was very pitiful to watch. You saw all that? Saw it. I was standing in the yard, trimming bushes. I wanted to approach you and offer some support, but thought, maybe not the right time. You sorted out yourself, but I remembered you. So, I'm glad you're making up now. You deserve happiness, kid. Listen, you should at least tell anyone you were coming. At work, friends. These days it's better if someone knew where you were. I'm gonna tell the truth. Nah, got a day off at work and I haven't been particularly close with friends lately. Also, why do you look so excited? It's like the content warnings were trying to warn me of something. Familiar story. The world is so big, but sometimes there's no one to talk to. So, you're on your own. I get it. For a while we just stood there, looking at the cluttered mailbox. It was getting noticeably colder. The sky was turning purple-pink sunset tones. His positive aura put me at ease. I didn't feel constrained. I even got the feeling like we were acquainted. It's getting close to evening and colder. Won't keep you any longer. It was like he read my thoughts about the conversation dragging on. He gave me an encouraging smile and put a hand on my shoulder. His palm was heavy and I could feel the strength of his fingers through my jacket. If you need help, Don't hesitate to ask. Always happy to help a good person. Incredibly pleased to meet you. Finally. Me too. Thank you very much. He winked at me in farewell and walked at a measured pace towards his house. I watched his back and thought about how open and friendly he really was. And how I'm totally not going to be murdered by him. I felt unusually warm inside. People rarely talk to me so simply, let alone such an odd man. Mina was right. He really is a good person. With this pleasant thought, I approached the door. As expected, she wasn't home, but I quickly found the key in the agreed spot and turned the lock. I stepped over the threshold, and the first thing that greeted me was tomb-like silence. Out of habit, I reached for the wall and pressed the light switch. Nothing. Strange? Could the bulb have blown? I walked deeper into the house. The kitchen was the brightest room, thanks to the large window letting in street light. I approached the refrigerator and noticed bright sticky notes on it. She always left herself reminders so she wouldn't have to keep everything in her head. I do that often myself. My gaze stopped on one of the notes. Coal gas to fix the electricity. Electricity? At that moment, I realized why the house was so quiet. There was no sound of the refrigerator's low hum, no ticking of electronic clock on the stove, no noise from household appliances. I reached for the range hood above the stove and checked the light button. Nothing in the house was working. I took out my phone, hoping to light my way, but the screen flickered, showing 1%. I forgot to charge my phone! The battery was on its last legs, and it died in my hands. I was left alone, without light or connection. What do I do? Storagast! Garst! I'm going to fall right into your arms! Well, if Mina didn't get through, I have every chance, especially since he himself said to come if help was needed. A bit awkward to show up unannounced like this, but he seemed like a reliable person to me. I leave the house. The air is already cool. Outside quickly grew dark. I decide to approach Ghost House since there's no one else to turn to. Walking along the path, I see a guy playing with a dog in the distance. The guy was throwing him a ball with one hand while ruffling the fur on his mane with the other, saying something joyfully. Ah, that seems to be Elliot. I'll ask him if Ghost is home. I stopped when he was already approaching the porch. The dog noticed me first and suddenly goes quiet, tucking its tail, hiding behind the guy's legs. I raised my voice so he could hear. Hey! What's up? Wait, hold on. The guy suddenly turns around sharply, eyes wide open. Tell me, is Ghost home now? The guy answered, barely audibly. No. He's gone. Also, God, I mean, if he's gone, would you mind if we got acquainted? I mean, he looked around as if he's afraid someone might hear him. Gone? Will he be back soon? You could see the guy was nervous. He clenched his hand into a fist as if about to say something. Oh, well, that's a wasted trip. I sighed heavily and turned to leave, but as soon as I did, a loud voice rang out. You should leave as soon as possible! I was puzzled and froze for a second, slowly turning to ask. In what sense? What are you talking about? But I only see the door slamming shut right in front of me. Did he just run away? What do you mean, just leave? Let's talk! Open the door! Wait, let's talk! Elliot. I tried to speak as softly as possible, remembering Goss's words about his trauma. I know it's hard for you right now, and I don't want to pressure you, but could you come out and say what's going on? I'm really curious. Seems like I scared him badly with my questions. Sorry again, I really didn't mean to scare you. I'll just leave, okay? Before leaving, I said loud enough. Just tell Goss to come see me when he gets back. I've got no electricity. I stepped down from the steps and backed away. Goss said he has his quirks, but I was still curious to know the reason for his fear. I tried to distract myself by looking at the street around me. No one had lights on in their windows. It really does feel empty and dark here. Mina comes soon. Don't really want to be alone in the dark. I tried to fix it myself, but I don't understand this stuff at all. And I don't want to get electrocuted. Better go back home and wait for my friend. He'll manage somehow. At home. Suddenly, anxiety gripped me. Dark thoughts began creeping into my head. Elliot's words flashed through my mind, giving rise to various suspicions. Why didn't Mina call after all? I'm sure it would have taken a couple minutes. And if Goss knew about this, why didn't he tell me? He was supposed to come and fix it. He's our neighbor. He always knows everything. Or did he know? I sat on the couch in the middle of the living room, hoping Goss would come, or I'd go crazy in this darkness. I heard every muffled and soft noise in the silence, every rustle and creak of the house, and attributed everything to my anxiety. My brain treacherously painted frightening images. Time stretched on more and more. Where's Ghost? 3 clear, confident knocks on the door. I flinched so hard I almost fell off the couch. The neighbor's image immediately surfaced in my mind. I stood up and went to the hallway. Hey, you in there? I brought tools. We'll fix up your evening now. No good for you to sit in the dark. Open up. We'll fix your fuse box. I reached for the door and suddenly my hands froze on the handle. I'm gonna open the door! Why would I not? Well, finally. I was beginning to think you fell asleep. Here I am with the tools. The wiring's terrible. Of course, Mina doesn't look after the house at all. I exhaled. God, what was I thinking? A person came to help and here I am sitting and trembling. I felt awkward about my suspicion. Well, lead the way, boss. He playfully pushed me deeper into the hallway. Where's that miserable electricity of yours hiding? Yeah, don't be afraid. Uncle Goss will fix everything. I walked ahead, feeling heavy steps on my back. When we reached the fuse box, he asked me to shine a light. He fiddled with the wires, humming something quietly to himself. In this enclosed, dark space, I felt safe next to him. So, let's see. Oh, nice ass, Wade! Nice ass! Got a small problem here. Couple touches and... done! Well, almost done. Okay, kid. Could you bring me a glass of water from the kitchen? I'll just connect the last few contacts here and turn the lights on. Yeah, of course. Right away. I turned around, taking a couple steps towards the kitchen counter. I felt for a glass and reached for the tap. Water began filling the container with a quiet splash. It's good that Goss was nearby. And at that moment, the sound of dripping water was cut off by a sharp exhale right next to my ear. I was sharply turned and thrown to the floor, hitting the back of my head painfully. When I opened my eyes, Goss already loomed over me. He pinned me with his body, pressing my hands to the floor, gripping me. Pain shot through my arm as he squeezed it hard, making me scream. Finally. Now I can enjoy you to the fullest. Everything swam before my eyes when I was suddenly thrown to the floor and a heavy, massive body pressed down on me from above. He buried his face in my neck, breathing heavily. Everything happened so fast I couldn't process it. The person I just trusted was now breaking my bones. Oh yes, resist. I love seeing your face right now. Exactly what I wanted to see. I didn't make out his words and tried to get out. I've waited so long for this moment. In desperation, I tried to bite into his palm, but he only squeezed me tighter. Nothing worked. He was too strong. I do nothing. I don't resist. I don't resist. I accept my fate. I went limp in his hands, seizing resistance. It was useless. He was stronger, and I definitely couldn't oppose him. Not even going to try. I only barely nodded my head in agreement. My eyes grew wet with tears. He ran his fingers down my wrist, gradually loosening his grip but still holding me. Good. You made my job easier. I tried to make myself breathe, but panic and fear overwhelmed me, not just from the pain, but from realizing that every word of his has been a lie. The worst part that it was that I was helpless before him. I couldn't escape, and all that remained was to relax and beg him through tears to stop. Why would I beg? Shh. Quiet. Screaming is useless. I told you, remember? No one will hear us here. He was right. It was useless. Wait, did he say this? I forgot whether he told me that no one's gonna hear. I felt him reach into his hoodie pocket with his free hand. With my last strength, I began to writhe, squirm, tried to turn my face away so he'd miss and that nasty cloth wouldn't touch my skin. I held my breath, leaned back, tried to break free, but he only smirked. I thought I stopped resisting! Why am I still resisting? He jerked my body back towards him, securing my head. Oh, it's damp! Oh, it's stinky! God, it's in my face! It's covering my mouth! Oh, some of it got in my mouth! My lungs burned, demanding oxygen, but every breath brought me closer to the end. I was losing consciousness as if through the thickness of water, and I wanted it all to happen faster. My head grew heavier, and my eyes gradually closed. Do I want to know what he put on the cloth? Did he even wash it? Oh! Well, wait, is this... Oh, well, it's not Strain's basement, unless this is... Wait, hold on. I seen a goddamn workbench over there, and I hate it. I struggled to peel my eyelids open. Consciousness returned in fits, bringing with it pain in the back of my head. This place resembled a basement, but strange. It reminded me of someone's workshop. He kidnapped me. It all began so innocently, with a smile and a kind look. Now I'm here. Barely coming to, a muffled crash sounded somewhere above, as if something heavy fell, followed by quiet crying. That's likely his nephew, the one Goss told me about. Seems like I'm not the only one suffering in this house. I really didn't want whatever was about to happen. I tried to move my hands and flinched at the sharp clank. My wrists were bound by steel chains. From them stretched a heavy short chain to the wall. I held my breath, afraid to move unnecessarily. Every movement was accompanied by the ringing of metal. Heavy footsteps sounded from above. My heart raced, not knowing what to expect. The door above creaked, and I saw my kidnapper. Now he seemed not like a nice, kind neighbor, but a real monster. His figure looked threatening, and his face, stripped of its usual mask, became alien. He stopped a few steps away and began slowly looking me over from head to toe, scanning me with a lustful gaze. I couldn't stop trembling. Did he really enjoy seeing me in this state? Where am I? So, you won't tell me anyway. Oh, I've been waiting for you. In what sense do you mean waiting? So, how do you like my basement? Cozy? Well, I like that you have the couch. I like that I'm not staring directly at the workshop table like I have with many other basements. So, you know what? You get a 3 out of 5. Had to sweat a little, but the efforts justified the wait. You're here with me. You're clearly a psycho. Why did you kidnap me? Please let me go. You know what? Yeah, very cozy. You're flattering me. His eyes lit up, filled with radiant delight. He hadn't expected such submission. I knew you'd feel it. This is our place, where we can be together. No one will disturb us here. We will build our own passion. Okay, legit. Like, with all these, like, kidnapper fantasies, how exactly do you expect to actually, like, take care of 2, well, in your case, 3 people, with gas prices being the way that they are? Like, can you really afford to kidnap a person? Like, what the fuck? You're perfect for this. I'm sure you'll enjoy it and come to love me just as I love you. The hell kind of love? I didn't understand what he was talking about. I had never seen him before. I'd never even crossed paths with you. But he didn't seem to be waiting for an answer. Casually, almost tenderly, he brushed a strand of my hair away, letting his fingers glide across my cheek. Such a shame you don't remember me. For a long time, I've been thinking about how to find you. You know how it is when you're hunting a butterfly? You go to a specific place, knowing where the most valuable specimens are found. Well, you're special to me. My rare butterfly with beautiful wings. It doesn't even realize it has. One thing I know for sure, those stares I felt on me were not fake. So you were stalking me. Don't know if you would call it that. He seemed almost ashamed to admit it. It's just the interest you sparked in me. That temptation that makes me feel the surge of strength. I couldn't resist. I wanted to see how you would behave. To watch you writhe and react. To hear your screams. And most importantly, how you become mine. Step by step. You could just ask. You're a very, you're a good-looking guy, and, you're very handy around the house. If it weren't for the kidnapping, I'm pretty sure we could have hit it off. I hope you refresh your memory. During your stay here, you'll have plenty of time to think. And what a coincidence that your friend turned out to be my neighbor. It was a gift from fate. Is Mina okay? He paused to think for a moment. I want to leave this conversation for later. There are things I'd rather not touch on right now. We have more important matters. He looked into my eyes again. They were black and lifeless. And even now, you worry more about your little friend than about yourself. He laughed. I always liked how you empathize more with others. It's so amusing and cute. You son of a bitch, I don't even know you! The scream escaped me on its own, a desperate attempt to regain a shred of control. That saddens me. Or perhaps I'll remind you. I frantically tried to remember where I had seen him. My thoughts scrambled, searching for the right association. The puzzle pieces weren't fitting. Then I looked at him and it hit me. That's right. Could it be you? I was speechless for a moment. How could I not have recognized him now? How? That's the guy I saw once. He flickered like a shadow, but I definitely remembered his hoodie. He paused, savoring my fear. You managed to remember. Congratulations. His lips stretched into a pleased smile. And now, let's have some fun. I swallowed and waited for what would come. My heart was pounding and I couldn't help it. You're the one who suits me. I couldn't have been wrong in my choice. Oh, please, I whispered, feeling my voice tremble. That was not me trembling whatsoever. Please, what? His expression changed, as if he was feigning an emotion. Please stop. Please let me go. No, I was gonna say, could you please move on with this? He was mocking me. As you can see, I'm all ears. And you know what's the funniest part? You don't even remember my face. It was so insignificant to you that I was erased from memory. But tomorrow, you will feel every glance, every touch, every word I say. And one more thing. I can't wait for the moment when I do to you what I've been preparing for so long. Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you yet. I want to savor this moment. Unless, of course, you disobey. As a farewell, he stroked my hair and started to leave. You must be tired after today. Rest, my dear. Wait! Just as I was about to speak, he was already out of sight. I didn't know what would happen. Every second of waiting was torture. This basement was pressing down on me, squeezing, taking my breath away. I had to do something. Find a way out of here. At least try. I lunged forward, straining my muscles, trying to yank my hands free. But the steel was very strong, and all I achieved was bloody wrist and the clatter of chains. He had thought everything through so well. I had nowhere to go. They weren't hanging loose, but were pulled taut, allowing movement of only a few centimeters. I was very worried about Mina. What if he did something to her too? She's cheerful and naive. She was so happy to have a kind neighbor. After all, she was the only person connecting him to me. That realization was more terrible than being here myself. I closed my eyes, trying to stifle the panic. I didn't notice when I drifted off to sleep. Did we already move on to day 2? Or was this nighttime? Oh, we moved on to day 2. Morning. You slept so soundly. I couldn't take my eyes off you. Before I was fully awake, I saw Goss squatting down. My hands burned and were torn up after my desperate attempts to pull them free from their shackles. My gaze automatically slid to my kidnapper and then fell to the floor. Are you feeding me cat food? Next to it stood a bowl of some kind of porridge and a glass of my favorite juice. He placed them on the floor a couple of steps away from me and spoke in a cheerful voice, as if it were a regular morning. You haven't eaten anything in the last few hours. I brought you breakfast. My guy! If you couldn't cook, you could have at least, kept me on a chain and got me to cook. This is, well, I want to say it's pathetic, but actually, no, I can't even. Can I even appreciate the gesture? Oh my god, you could have at least done a microwave dinner. What the fuck? He took my hand. His touch was cautious, and he examined the marks from my attempts to free myself. I didn't try at all! Where did the marks come from? You did try. You tried quite hard. No, I did not! I didn't even get a chance to struggle! These chains are strong. I know what you were thinking, trying to pull your hands out of them. Were you that desperate to escape? To break free, but... You must understand. We're made for each other. At least for now. Huh? I know how hungry you must be. I remained silent, my stomach clenched from hunger. I'm gonna accept. Hatred boiled inside me, but I understood that I needed strength to get out of here. I nodded at him because I couldn't bear his intense gaze. Good boy. I could see your appetite really kicked in. He slid the bowl and glass a bit closer, but still out of reach of my bound hands. Then he simply took a couple of steps back and stood still, waiting. I looked at him in confusion, then at the food. Spoon, please? He shook his head, and a smile played on his lips. God, how humiliating. I slowly reached for the bowl, as far as the chains allowed. I had to bend over and get on my knees. I lowered my face and felt the hot porridge touch my lips. The smell was disgusting, but it tasted edible and sweet. Shame burned through me. I heard his laugh and felt his gaze on me, like an owner watching his pet. Okay, here, I have a problem with this scene. Because if he was into pet play, there would have at least been some indication of it at any point throughout the playthrough. In this case, this is just unnecessary cruelty for the sake of just having this scene. I know that this was the dev's first game, so there's definitely quite a few things that would be rough around the edges, but this scene is kind of pissing me off. It's kind of pissing me off because there was no indication that we were going to be leading into this. He gives us our food and says, "Oh yes, time to eat, kitty cat. Oh yeah, good kitty, good kitty." Oh my god. There he is. Oh my god, he's actually saying it. My sweet little puppy. See? Now you'll have strength for our activities. I'm sorry. I was exaggerating. I didn't expect him to be like, "Oh yes, good puppy. Oh, good puppy. Eat all your borscht." What the fuck? When I finished, I crawled back to the wall. Goss silently wiped my face with a cloth. Let me guess, he's just gonna whip out his dick and like just have all the porch like cover like his schwang. That's what's gonna happen, isn't it? That's what's gonna happen. Oh wait, never mind. He's sorting through his tools. Okay, sure. It was as if he was deliberately dragging it out, testing my endurance. Let's try something different today. Something different? We didn't even do anything! I heard him stretching the chain, measuring its length in his hands. The links grated against each other. The footsteps approached. I would like to do what I originally planned, but a desire suddenly awoke in me to taste your delicate skin. You won't mind if I pinch you a little, would you? Don't be afraid. I won't cause you any harm. I didn't have time to answer before I felt his hands on my face. It will be better for you if I blindfold you. It adds to the anticipation. Okay, I know he doesn't actually mean he's just gonna like pinch me. But in the back of my head, it's just really funny it's just so funny to think that guy's gonna like blindfold you and just like start pinching you like, who's a good girl? Who's a good boy? Oh my god, who's my Pookie Bear? The thick fabric of the blindfold covered my eyes, and they pressed against my temples. I felt him tighten the knot at the back of my head. Now I couldn't see his movements, only hear them. Now, where shall we go? Alright. The chains on my wrists rattled, and I felt relief on my arms. They were free. I wanted to lunge, taking the chance, but fear slowed me down, and I froze, waiting for what he had in store. Don't even think about running. Don't make any rash moves you'll regret. He threw me over his shoulders as if I were a feather. I began kicking my legs, hitting him on the back, trying with all my might to break free. Then, apparently having had enough, he spanked me on the butt with his free hand, like a little bratty boy. A few of his steps and I was seated on a hard surface. It was a wooden cold chair. I froze, trying to breathe evenly, feeling the wood dig into my back. Under a silent pressure, I involuntarily submitted, allowing him to position my body as he wanted. That's it. Just don't squirm. Leather straps tightly gripped my wrist, pulling them to the armrest. Then he did the same to my ankles. I had no strength to resist, knowing it will only get worse. I'll let him do whatever he wants with me. You're so obedient. That's good. I felt his heavy palm on the top of my head. I lay there, completely exposed, hearing only his voice and steady breathing. Now, we'll remove everything unnecessary. All this fabric. It'll just get in the way. Oh no, is he just gonna pound my pussy? Yep, that was the sound of the tearing fabric. He didn't bother with fastenings, but with one powerful tug, simply ripped the t-shirt apart, exposing my upper body. I gasped in surprise, feeling the scraps of fabric fall to the floor. Then his fingers found the waistband of my pants. Grabbing both pant legs and my hips, he slowly pulled them down. At least my pants were intact. A stupid thought flashed through my mind. And so I was left lying there, almost completely naked, in just my underwear. How awful. A sick pervert. I tensed up, expecting a knife to plunge into me, or for me to be cut into pieces. It was quiet. And then, he touched me. His palm, warm and rough, rested on my stomach. He slowly moved his hand over my skin, as if studying it. I felt goosebumps spreading across my body under his fingers. It was ticklish and unbearably disgusting. God, you are so beautiful, and you are a 2-bit murdersim love interest at best. His voice was full of sickly adoration. His fingers slid higher to my ribs, tracing my chest. I flinched, and that movement seemed to give him immense pleasure. Oh, and here we have the forbidden zone. His hand dropped even lower, approaching my thigh. His fingers pinched the skin with such force that I cried out, causing my muscles to tense up. Wait. I was kidding about him just going like, oh, my cute little Pookie bear. I was kidding. What the fuck do you mean he's actually doing it? What the a choked, raspy moan escaped his voice. You're trembling. Yeah. Perfect. You have no idea what I want. Just letting me see and touch this. I felt his breath. Time stopped and stretched into eternity, as then his lips touched my skin. It was a very drawn-out, slow kiss. I felt his tongue trace a hot line across the most sensitive spot on my stomach. My body arched, but his hand immediately pressed down on my hips, not letting me escape. No. Don't do that! Don't you dare! Do you feel my love? No, I just feel wet! That word made me nauseous and confused. Do you feel how it burns? No, it's fucking cold! I don't feel it! I shouted it, pouring all the hatred and contempt I was capable of into it. His heavy breathing stopped. No. Oh God, I'm gonna choke. Immediately, I felt a powerful slap land on my face. My head jerked to the side. The blindfold slipped, giving me a view of his face. Mauricio, how could you slap me, Mauricio? What the fuck? My ears were ringing and I tasted a salty tang of blood on my lip, which I had bitten against my own teeth. I immediately saw his gaze, saturated with complete madness. You want roughness. You want me to not hold back. Well, you'll get it. Goss! Stop! I didn't get to finish before he cut me off and his voice was threatening. You are mine, and only mine! And no more affection, only burning, piercing pain throughout your body. My guy! I won't hold back anymore. You'll endure everything I have prepared for you. I won't break you until not a trace of your sanity remains. I immediately regretted my words. I wanted to take them back, but it was too late. His gaze made me uneasy. I don't like your behavior at all. Gus, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Oh, someone's repented. Look at you. You're trembling all over. You snap. And that's very arousing. He walked over to the table and took a knife. He returned to me slowly, deliberately dragging out the time. This moment is terrifyingly intimate. You're tied up. No way to escape and fight back. The lamplight glinted off the steel. He thoughtfully examined the knife, turning the blade to inspect it from all sides. Seeing the knife, I began to squirm, but the straps held me back. He pressed the tip against my skin, looking into my eye and catching my reaction. He ran the tip of the knife over my skin on the inside of my thigh, as if taunting me. His hands became hot with excitement. Let me taste your flesh. Looks so hot and soft. Okay, he exhaled, and next moment the blade plunged deep. I squeezed my eyes shut, feeling warm, thick blood running down my leg. The pain was sharp and sudden. Scream, clench teeth, and stay silent, beg, flirt. Say I like it, and that's it. Oh my God! Which one should I do? Do I flirt? Do I dare? Ha! Oh! Here! You know what? Fuck it! You know what? That's the only time I get to pretend I'm a masochist, so sure. I threw my head back, arching my back against the straps and let out a moan. Oh! Yes! Oh, more gas! Through the hellish pain, I stretched my lip into a strained, insane smile. He froze, his eyes widening. Whoa. Yeah, I see. Are you a real masochist? Huh. Now that's incredibly sexy. Or are you pretending? Look, I don't like fakes. But I wonder, how long will your smile last? Let's check. I want to prolong our romantic moment, you know? This is more like a date. Dates always have intimate moments. We'll have ours too. Okay. I get it. You get off on this. Now can we please move on? Now it seemed to me that I wasn't his beloved, but just an object. A mannequin for his creepy desires. He raised a bloody knife, searching for the perfect spot, and found it. Just above the first wound, where the muscles promised deep, juicy penetration. You think we're finished? We've only just begun. I'm really getting into it, and so are you. The blade hovered over my skin. I squeezed my eyes shut, bracing for pain. When suddenly, inappropriately, his phone rang in his pants pocket. Fucking tease! I don't know what that says! He cursed in a language I didn't understand and declined the call. Damn it. Real bad timing. The phone rang again, judging by his face. This call was something extremely important. His jaw clenched in rage. Sorry, Lion. Some urgent business has come up. I'll ask Elliot to rebandage you, so you definitely won't bleed out. I'll be gone for a while. I don't even think about running away. And yes, he definitely won't help you. Don't even hope for it. I'll be back, and we'll continue from where we left off. He rushed to the stairs with quick steps, not looking back. The door slammed shut. Silence fell after his departure. I was left alone, tied to the chair. Looking down, I saw my wound. It was deep. Blood slowly trickled down my leg, dripping into the concrete. The wound remained open. From blood loss, I felt growing weakness and thought I would really die here, without waiting for his return. And suddenly, a sound, quiet, barely audible footsteps of bare feet. I saw a young man. His hair was white as chalk, and so was his face. In his hands, he clutched a roll of bandage. Oh, God. Oh, no. Sorry it took me so long to gather my courage. Uncle will kill me if he finds out you've lost a lot of blood. Now, hold on. His hands were shaking so badly, he could barely unwrap the bandage. I watched him, this frightened guy who was my only chance at salvation. And I saw in him the terror I was experiencing myself. He applied a tourniquet above the wound, tightening it hard despite the general weakness. I know it hurts. Sorry, but you have to endure it. When the main bleeding seemed to have stopped, he carefully wiped away the remaining blood with a clean edge of the bandage. His movements were almost gentle, and like, You're not gonna die. You hear me? His voice trembled. He'll be so mad at me. He'll say I ruined everything. You're very kind to me. My words sounded ridiculous, almost inadequate in such a situation, but it really helped. And then I understood. He wasn't my savior, but just as much of a prisoner as I was. No, don't say that. Don't call it a good deed. If he guesses, if he thinks that I sympathize with you. What'll happen then? Why didn't you escape? Ask for help. What'll happen then? What'll happen if he finds out? It's just... he's trying to cultivate cruelty in me. Says that's the only way to survive in this cruel world. Fucking loser! But I'm not like that. I don't want to do any of these things at all. It's Terrible that he makes you do such things. I won't tell him. On the contrary, I'll thank you for your help. If you hadn't bandaged my wound, I would have continued bleeding out. He looked up at me for a moment and smiled faintly. I can't stay for long. If he returns and sees me talking to you, I have to go. Hang in there. Thank you. Thanks for the bandage, and for coming. So honestly, I wouldn't mind if you stayed a bit longer. But I really can't. Otherwise, he might do bad things to us. What do you mean to us? I don't want to think about that! When he's not home, it's like something clicks in my head. He returns and comes up with new ideas. I get it. Good luck. Maybe we'll be able to see each other. Be careful. Okay, new objective. I need to save Elliot. I don't care about me. As long as Elliot is safe, that's a good ending on my books. And then he disappeared, and I was left alone with myself again. I have so many questions. No one knew there was another frightened soul in this house. I need to come up with a plan. At least try to convince him. Since I can't escape physically, I'll have to use verbal methods. Yay. Sorry. Got held up a bit. The call was an inappropriate intrusion. Sometimes the outside world reminds you of itself, and you have to get distracted. I see Elliot patched you up. Well then, let's get back to business that we didn't finish. Now we have plenty of time to make up for lost time. He approached the table, no longer looking for the knife, but something else. I've noticed a change in you. You don't scream. You observe. His eyes looked with some deep interest, on one hand showing his superiority, and on the other, an irresistible desire. Okay, seriously, what's next? Are you gonna whip out the screwdriver, the drill, the hammer? You gonna pull out a nail gun? Like, come on, try something new. Like a blowtorch? Like, that was so 2015. Like, can you just try something new? You're in for a surprise now. Oh, I am so excited. So excited, Dars. So excited. Every day's a surprise for me, and here are additional unexpected ones. Funny. You know, I was thinking, our sessions are getting a bit monotonous. Knife, chains, my hands, it's all primitive. He turned to the table, rummaging in a drawer. The room gradually began to fill with a bad smell, growing stronger. Oh, are you going to pull out the blowtorch? A little more, and the temperature will reach operating mode. I had no idea what exact operating temperature he needed, but I sensed it was something bad. See this tip? It heats up to several hundred degrees. Doesn't matter exactly how much, but it's enough to burn through skin very easily. Not cut, but burn through. He brought the device close to my skin. The heat was felt even before touching me, already making me nervous. I suppose it hurts. I remember the time when I accidentally touched a hot stove. Just for a second, but it was unbearable. He ran the cold end of the soldering iron over my skin, and then the tip suddenly became red hot and glowed with an infernal light. He touched, pressing the red hot tip against my skin. A slight, excited breath was audible from him. He didn't remove the device immediately, but held it, as if counting seconds. I felt my skin melting. First point marked. But this spot is lonely. It needs company. He shifted his gaze to my right hand, still shackled to the chair. Sus. My fingers clenched into a fist on their own as he approached with a red-hot tip. My body arched in a spasm. The straps stretched to the limit. The pain was searing through my body, but he wasn't planning to stop. Let's draw a line from the wrist to the elbow. Gradually, so you can feel every centimeter of the pain. He pressed the soldering iron to the thinnest spot on the inside of my wrist. Contact and sizzle, but this time he didn't lift it, but moved it upward. Unbearably slowly, with steady pressure. Shiver, close eyes, cry, groan. I shiver. My body trembled, a vibration emanating from my spine that was impossible to stop. Oh, please, Ghost! Whoa, you're trembling so much. Oh, I'm scared. Scared? Oh, fuck no! I came here because I came for a good time! I groaned! I didn't scream. Screaming required strength and air. But a moan escaped from the depths of my body! He froze, gazing at me intently. Now that caresses my ears. The moan continued. I couldn't stop. It was involuntary. You have no idea how much this excites me. He was already a third of the way to the elbow. My arm pulsed wildly, jerking at the chain, but he held it with his free hand in an iron grip, not letting it break free. His breathing became even faster and more ragged, as if he himself was on the edge of something. Oh God, he's about to come! Beautiful. Look at what a straight line. I feel just like a tattoo artist. He reached the elbow bend, increased the pressure for a second, and I felt the heat touch not just skin, but something deeper. He smirked, sensing my reaction. Especially sensitive here, right? Okay. Don't worry. I'm finished. For today. Fucking wimp! He finally removed the soldering iron as if having achieved my reaction. A large, painful burn remained on my skin. He turned off the device. The humming stopped, but not the pain. It throbbed, like me. I wanted so badly to touch the burned spot and soothe the pain, but I could not. I was already about to lose consciousness from the pain. Then a quiet rustling and tightening of rope. What? Why? I keep on my wrist again! Only now it wasn't heavy chains scratching my hands, but soft rope. I tried to turn my head, but my neck hurt too much and I couldn't. At moments like these, I wonder, what did I do wrong? I just wanted to rest. A good, peaceful evening. You invaded my refuge! You invaded my life! And you're not even bothering with my ass! He left, replacing the chains with ropes so it wouldn't hurt me as much. I still felt discomfort after yesterday's encounter with him. Now I understood one thing. I'll have to be a good boy not to tempt the sadist. Well, I think being a good boy is very tempting to this guy. Avoid new punishments. Lull this nutjob's vigilance. He's gone, which means I need to think fast. In a fit of passion, apparently, he tied the ropes poorly. But this could be a test. Or is it his carelessness after all? Did he do something? I'd almost wriggled out of the ropes when I heard the quiet creak of the door. By the inaudible creeping little steps, I understood it was Elliot. He entered, awkwardly holding a bottle of water in one hand, something clenched in a fist in the other. Hello. I don't have much time. He's asleep. I won't be long. He knelt down, and his hands trembled. Here, drink. You must be thirsty. Your hands are tied. Let me give you water. He carefully pressed the bottle to my lips. The water was cool. The first sip after long hours of thirst was my salvation. I brought you something else, but you have to be careful. He gave me something cold and hard into my palm. It's the key to the basement door. Why are you giving it to me? I know you're scared right now. He's actually not a bad person. I realized that after a few of his lessons. When it comes to his desires, it's like he becomes a different person. Two sides of a personality that I still can't get used to. When he first brought you here, I was happy and thought that now his anger would be divided onto you and it would become easier for me. And now he only talks about you. How you held up today. How beautiful your eyes are when you cry. I want to help you and not cause harm, but the problem is, the main one who decides is him. He looks at my bruises. Wait, what bruises? But I'm truly sorry you're going through this. You didn't deserve this. I have to struggle with his transformations because I'm in love with him. Are you in love? Is he your real uncle? Are you in love? I tried to understand. He took me in when I was a teenager. My father was cruel and Goss seemed like a strong, confident man, and I wanted to be like him. When I first saw him, I couldn't stop thinking about how perfect he was. I'm ashamed to talk about this. I doubted my feelings for a long time, blindly accepted them as a normal need for guidance from someone I could look up to, until it grew into an obsession. Maybe Goss will let you stay. We can live together. To be honest, I'm scared to be alone. But he resorts to cruel measures for the bride initiation. Bride? But I'm a guy! He doesn't really care about gender. I would help you escape, but if Garth figures out I'm an accomplice, I'm afraid to think what will happen to me. You could see him starting to tremble, like someone about to have a panic attack. It's scary to imagine what he did to you. It's not important. I was at fault myself. You shouldn't worry about me. The main thing is not to provoke him, not to force him to correct your behavior again. I ain't done shit! If you survive, I'll help you escape, but know this. The police won't help you. He found compromising material on you, collected evidence. You're a criminal to them. But you shouldn't use that key. Why? Because he sent me here. He always did this with his victims, leaves hope to see what you'll choose. Then I scrubbed the entire basement for 3 whole days, washing their scraps off the walls. He looks away, unable to look at me. If you say I gave you the key, say it boldly. It won't do anything to me, but you shouldn't use it yourself. Thank you. When I'm with you, my wounds don't hurt. I guess I'm your painkiller, but I'm not your savior. So, really wanted to be one. Garth always tried to tame me into killing, but I'm not like that. I want to help you, at least with what's in my power. Goodbye, and good luck. He left. The key might come in handy for sure. What the fuck do I do? Oh my god, I don't want to accidentally reach a dead end here. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a nap. My body was weakening and simply begging me to rest. Maybe the way I could. What if I search the drawers? My gaze fell on the boxes on the table where my photo was hanging. I came closer, looking. I was simply stunned by the realization. Mina's phone was lying there. She wasn't the one writing those messages. He had been watching me all this time, planning my every move. I clenched my lips when I realized I had fallen into this trap myself. I couldn't even have thought about it. Searching, I found some book. It was about tricks women use to get what they want from a man in an intimate sense. What kind of book is this? A pervert. Wouldn't even think of it. To my regret, I couldn't find anything and just went back. He hid everything. I clenched the key in my hand. That's all I have now. Suddenly I heard footsteps above, heavy boots. It was already coming down, and later, saw him in front of me. Ain't no way. Insomnia has been tormenting me. I got up to drink some water and heard some noises down here. Is everything alright? Just calling for you, my guy. I call for you. What did you want? Scare of the dark, or maybe you wanted me? It was quiet and cold. I woke up and you weren't there. Had you called specifically for me? So you've already admitted that your place is beside me. Did you miss me? I don't know. Maybe. Well, since both of us can't sleep, I suggest we rest together. This might sound strange, but want to sleep with me? Having your presence around might chase away the gloomy thoughts. It's kinda chilly here. We'll definitely warm each other up. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. He intercepted me, having loosened the ropes beforehand, and pointed with his finger for me to sit on the sofa. Sit down. The night is long. And one couldn't deal with fears alone. Under his intense gaze, waiting for my actions, I sat down next to him, looked at him with apprehension, and he, it seemed, reveled in the fear in my eyes. Ah, little cub, why are you so scared? Don't be afraid of me. I'm not going to do anything right now. He occupied most of the sofa, but left me enough space to fit under his side. Making sure I was sitting next to him, he took a blue blanket, lying on the back, and covered both of us. The fabric was cool at first, but then it became warmer underneath. His strong arms wrapped around me from behind. He squeezed me so tightly, as if I were his favorite stuffed toy. Our bodies touched. After a long stay here, I finally stopped shivering from the cold. Are you afraid to fall asleep, or afraid that I'll fall asleep? No, I'm not afraid. Sleep. Nothing will happen. I promise. I couldn't believe the absurdity of this situation. Was I really lying in the arms of my kidnapper? Where just a few hours ago he was spilling my blood, enjoying it. It was strange. Especially his sudden tenderness was somewhat alarming and frightening to me. But even in this inexplicable moment, he seemed so ordinary, tired and lonely. Gosh, you're squeezing me too tight. Silence followed in response. I listened. His breathing became even. He fell asleep so fast! What about his insomnia? At that moment, I finally understood Elliot. These were truly two different people. He changed masks so skillfully that for a moment, I believed in his kindness. After a while, I heard snoring. The strong, gentle grip gradually began to weaken. He was falling completely asleep. Stab the key into his neck, strangle with hands, go. Shit! It's the perfect moment to do something. I hug. I lay motionless, listening to his breathing. A strange idea came to my mind. If he wants affection, maybe it will help me survive. My body slowly turned onto its side towards him. My palm felt the warmth of his skin and the firmness of his muscles. I was about to hug my kidnapper, the one who shackled me in chains, leaving scars. I froze, expecting a blow or a flash of anger, but Goss didn't move. I moved closer until my body was completely pressed against his chest. The result was awkward, but real. Embrace. I hid my face on his shoulders and closed my eyes. I didn't think you'd do it. Your hands are so cold. I lay there, hugging him, expecting a trick, but felt no disgust. Rather, the tenderness I'd been missing so much and the feeling of momentary safety. What's happening to my body? I wasn't resisting or trying to survive, but seeking warmth from the one who was the source of my pain. I lay there and listened to his heart beating in time with mine. Cold and soft little bear. Oh, everything will be fine. Now you understand. He exhaled, and his hand rested on the back of my head, pressing even tighter, and I fell sound asleep. Day 3. In the morning, I woke up and found him not next to me. My hands were tied again. Oh, fucking hell! How could I not have felt it? Maybe he injected me with something. You have no idea how flawless you are. I'd like to keep you longer, so you'll always be here. Safe. You're valuable to me. I won't let you do anything foolish. He slowly knelt down and took out an object. It was a massive metal bracelet with a barely noticeable red light. Oh, god damn it! I made this for you. It lived up to my expectations. He took my legs and pressed them against himself. Cold metal touched my skin. A sharp click was heard. The red blinking button shone brightly, signaling that the system was active. Let me guess, shock bracelet. Inside the house, you're free to do as you please. I'll feed you, take care of you, and love you. If you decide you need freedom, if you cross the threshold, there will be an explosion. What? You won't die immediately, but you'll never walk again. And without legs, you certainly won't get anywhere. Now we have plenty of time to have fun. I didn't know what would happen to me next. But at least it seemed to me that this wasn't the worst thing that could have happened to me. Eternal suffering and life under the supervision of this monster. You are alive and have become his pet. Well, fuck, that's not what I wanted. Your behavior deserves praise, masochist. Hey! Fuck you! My painful love for you. Now, we'll be together, like before. Oh, asshole. Okay, we are gonna go for one more ending in this game. If you guys do need a guide for this, I will be linking it in the description. But for now, we're just supposed to introduce ourselves plainly. So my name's Lion. Very pleased to meet you. I'm glad too. It's strange, of course, that she doesn't pick up her mail. It's just lying around. Doesn't seem like her. She's so tidy. I'm surprised too. Can't say for sure, but assuming her busy schedule is to blame. Lately, she's been completely swamped at work. Okay, got it. Thanks, Garst. I lie! Of course. Told a colleague. Wrote that I'm going to Minas for a couple of days. Good job. Being thorough is good. So, there's someone to remember you. For a while, we just stood there. Look at the cluttered mailbox. Okay, let's skip through. Go to Ghost. Okay. Come back! What do you mean, leave? Elliot, listen! I don't understand! I knocked on the closed door. Let me know why I should leave. What are you hinting at? Silence. Fine. If you don't want to talk, then fine. Before leaving, I said loud enough. Just tell Gus to come see me when he gets back. I've got no electricity. I stepped down from the steps and backed away, and I skipped through. And over here, I don't open the door. I froze, holding my breath. Something wasn't right. I was stopped by my gut feeling, somewhere deep down. I felt downed. He offered help too persistently. At the store, he said he saw me enter, appear so conveniently. Was he following me? I didn't even go to the store. The sound became more persistent. Lion, I know you're in there. Not nice to make your neighbor wait. It's cold out here. Open the door. I recoiled from the door. My heart pounded in my throat as I backed into the kitchen with quick steps, hiding under the table. Well, fuck! The door swung open wide, hitting the wall. The street light behind created a shadow that filled the entire hallway. Heavy, measured steps echoed in my chest. He wasn't in a hurry. You didn't lock yourself away from your only friend, did you? Little bear cub. You know, Elliot likes playing hide and seek too. The only thing is, he always loses. And you know why? You can't hide from me! I can smell your fear. I cover my mouth with my palms, digging my fingers into my cheeks. Just don't exhale. Don't give myself away with a sob. Where are you? Where are you hiding? Show yourself to me! Maybe you're behind the curtain? The sharp sound of fabric being flung aside, my body shook with coarse tremors. I closed my eyes, praying to all gods that he would just leave. You could hear him trying to walk more quietly. My forehead was already damp with sweat. The silence stretched on for endless seconds. Had he left? It became too quiet, as if there was no one in the house except my rapidly beating heart. I slightly relaxed my fingers, preparing to take a careful breath. And suddenly, the silence was torn by the creak of wood right above my head. Gauss hadn't left. He was sitting right on the table I was hiding under. Found you. I cried out, but he immediately yanked me towards him, pulling me out from under the table. You want to know what your mistake was? You think that if you don't see me, I don't see you either. I was sharply turned and thrown to the floor, hitting the back of my head painfully, but I opened my eyes. Ghost already loomed over me. He pinned me with his body, pressing my hands to the floor, gripping me. Pain shot through my arm as he squeezed it hard, making me scream. Finally, now I can enjoy you to the fullest. Everything swam before my eyes when I was suddenly thrown to the floor and a massive, heavy body pressed down on me from above. He buried his face in my neck, breathing heavily. Everything happened so fast, I couldn't process it. The person I just trusted was now breaking my bones. Oh yes, resist. I love your face right now. Exactly what I wanted to see. I didn't make out his words and tried to get out. I've waited so long for this moment. In desperation, I tried to bite into his palm, but he only squeezed me tighter. Nothing worked. He was too strong. "Oh, I do nothing." I went limp in his hands, seizing resistance. It was useless. Can I skip here? Yes, I can. Why did you kidnap me? His face twisted into a displeased grimace, as if I had asked the stupidest question. How can you not understand? I didn't kidnap you. I set you free. From that pathetic life where you weren't appreciated. From everyone who could have kept us apart. See? It's just you and me here. No one else will come between us. I'm sure you'll enjoy it and come to love me, just as I love you. The hell kind of love? I didn't understand what he was talking about. I had never seen him before. I've never even crossed paths with you, and then I remembered that yes, I did. I did see him, and I refused your food because it tastes like shit. I pursed my lips and looked away from the bowl. I'd rather starve than take a single crumb from you. He sighed with exaggerated sadness. Do you want me to feed you myself? You need strength. Think carefully about this. No, I want nothing from you. What if he had put something in it? I didn't want to lose control of my mind, but my answer wiped the smile off his face. His fingers suddenly squeezed my sore wrist. I cried out from the sudden pain. I prepared this for you, knowing what you like, and you refuse. I don't like porridge! Unless, of course, it's what the hell is that thing I like? Techu porridge. That's the only thing I like. But don't worry, I'll teach you gratitude. He stood up sharply and grabbed the bowl. The plastic crunched in his hands. Oh, now your hands are full of porridge! God damn! The next second, I felt the sticky, hot mass smash into my face, running down my skin. Well, fuck you! I choked. The porridge clogged my mouth and nose. My eyes stung. It's in my eyes! I tried to break free and catch my breath, but he grabbed my hair and yanked my head up. I said, "Eat!" He roughly scraped the porridge off my face and shoved it into my mouth. I gagged, tried to spit it out, but he pinched my nose, and the swallowing reflex worked against me. Swallow every last bit. Did you really think you had a choice? But the bowl was empty. He let go of me. Now say thank you, the way you know how. Politely. I had no choice but to thank him. Thank you, Ghost. I was gasping for air, completely blind, sticky, and humiliated. Ghost silently wiped my face with a cloth, and this is where I skipped through. Oh, he's stabbing me. I clenched my teeth. I bit my lower lip until it bled. The only sound I made was the quiet, sharp exhale through my nose. Ghost tilted his head with interest. How stubborn. How resilient. I admit, I expected more, but I like this game. I wonder how much longer it can last before reaching your scream. Let's test it. Damn, he saw through me! My silence only teased his excitement! I want to prolong our romantic moments, you know. This is more like a date, and dates always have intimate moments. We'll have ours too. Okay, I know. Oh, what happened then? We've already asked this before. I thank him, okay. And then, oh, good God, he's burning me. Over here, I'm supposed to close my eyes. I squeeze my eyes shut with all my might. Maybe it'll become easier if I don't see it. Not watching. I understand. You want to muffle the pain, but you can't close it off with your eyes. You can't escape it anywhere. You can't hide. You're here with me. And all that's left for you is to be good. Open your eyes so you can see me. And I can see you. I had to obey. Though I really didn't want to see what was happening. It was already a third of the way to the elbow. My arm pulsed wildly, and this is where I skip. Oh, and this is where I ask, is he your real uncle? I'm afraid to ask. No, he's not my blood relative. I just got used to calling him that. He was my father's friend and took care of me when he would lose his temper. Those minutes I spent with him were the brightest in my life. I didn't know what to say. Maybe Garth will let you stay, and we can live together. To be honest, I'm scared to be alone. Also, like, I didn't mention this before, but we are trying to go down, like, Elliot's ending here, like, Elliot's survival ending, so... Yeah, apparently, like, bro's not even his actual uncle, so... At least it's not as weird! Everything else is freaking weird, but you know what? Like, I'm just gonna rest and not think about this. My body was weakening and simply begging me to rest. Maybe that way I could dull the pain in my sleep. I've been without proper rest for too long. Can't take it anymore. Just need to close my eyes. I couldn't sleep for long. I cried out from a nightmare. Suddenly I heard footsteps above, heavy boots. He was already coming down, and later, I saw him in front of me. Insomnia has been tormenting me. I got up to drink some water and heard some sounds here. Is everything alright? Had a bad dream. I understand. The nightmares stay in dreams, and now you're fine. You're in reality. With me. I don't know which is worse! I whispered under my breath, not thinking he would hear. Sounds even more ironic, don't you think? I nodded. It happens to everyone. Everyone has bad dreams. Try sleep well. And Goss leaves. That's it? Seems like nothing worked. Well, I guess I'll try to sleep. Ow, 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 my arm. Ow, ow, fuck. Day 3. Ow! In the morning, I woke up. My body ached with pain. My wound also hurt even more than yesterday. I never felt so terrible and morally bad. I see you've changed. I tried to understand what he meant. He was saying it calmly, without the previous threat. You've become more obedient, and I admit, I'm pleased. Nothing developed between us in the way you might have hoped. I felt disappointment, but I knew it was just an echo of past hope. But I see that you're capable of learning, and I'm glad that Elliot was able to find common ground with you. But my lesson was important. It laid the foundation in you. My heart beat faster. Oh, what's next? Will they let me go? I've decided to let you stay. Alive. You're alive only thanks to Elliot. You can thank him. Now you're his pet. So I leave you. I want to do something with you, but the main decision was to leave you intact. I didn't understand. A pet? Does that mean I'll stay here? It didn't matter anymore. The main thing was that I was alive now. Maybe I would have a chance to get out of here. He untied my hands and pushed me upstairs. You are alive, and have become Elliot's pet. I don't even get to see him! Well, what the fuck? Maybe it's for the best. Is it really, though? I'll return to the menu. Don't worry, I'll help you. Well, okay then! Anyway, that was When the Quiet Falls. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. And this was the dev's first game, and it was quite rough. I can't really say that I enjoyed many of the scenes. Like, I feel like what's missing from this game as opposed to other murder sims is that other murder sims, they gave you a lot of chances to try to figure out how to get out of the situation you're in. The terror comes from doing all you can to try to escape the situation and failing along the way, so that when you finally figure out what you're supposed to do or some of the ways you can survive, it just brings an immense sense of catharsis. And typically in those games, they really go hard on the violence. Like, in this case, I couldn't really get into the scenes. They just happened so fast and without any intensity to it. I personally prefer, like, these games with more intensity in the writing, more, like, violence, more screaming. But that's just a matter of my preference. Like, it's just a lot more enjoyable to read in that case, and you really feel just how gruesome the scenes are. In this case, like, no, didn't really feel any of it, but I do hope that the dev continues to actually write more so that we'll be able to see more from them. And yeah, That's all I have to say about it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.